Hey guys, Oni here with episode 30 of our Dytech Factorio Let's Play Season 3. Alright. Okay, so last time we finally were able to start tapping into that copper deposit to our east. And we put down, I think, 2 Mark III miners that are fully saturating the vanilla transport belts that we put down. And a couple things that I want to do today include possibly upgrading this belt to a fast belt at least, so we can push more copper through our system. But there are a couple things that I want to get done first before I do that. So, now that we have, you know, a better fix for our copper, I want to start focusing on some other things real quick. That include things like automating the production of simple things that I've not done yet, like the transport belts and the fast transport belts. So, the transport belts take iron plates and stone gears. They're pretty simple to make. So, let's just make a... actually, first, let's go ahead and run over to our dump chest and clear out our inventory of some useless stuff. A lot of these walls I don't need any of these corpses on me. Item collector I'm not really sure about because I don't think it works in this version. These pump jacks I don't need right now, nor do I need the geothermal extractor. These blueprints I'd like to make a chest for that's separate from the rest of everything. So let's make a chest for those. Could be an iron chest. Just so they're not, you know, clogging my inventory up of things that I don't really need right now. Let's also get rid of some copper, iron, and I don't need that many repair packs. Everything else can pretty much stay. Explosives can go. These energy shields I don't really need because I can't fit them in my suit right now. I can keep the rubies on me. Yeah, so that's good for right now. First, let's figure out where our stone is. Stone is right here, and I think it's being pushed all the way over to here, which I think I did that on purpose at one point because I was going to set something up over here, but I never got around to it. See if we can probably see if we can move that somewhere else, because if I look, iron and stone, transport iron, so it just needs iron and stone all together. So I prefer to make it somewhere over here, but that's going to mean I'm going to have to move the steel over, or not the steel, the iron over to there. So, let's see. Or I can just probably move the iron over to here. Kind of peel off the main bus of the iron somewhere. Or we can just use this iron here, even though it's not really the iron it's supposed to be used for, which is why, no, we're not going to do that. Let's move this dump chest, and let's go ahead and put down our... I don't know why it's such a hard decision to figure out where you want to put stuff. It's like, well, I could put it here or here or here, and it's like you never really know where you want to put stuff because you want to make it look somewhat nice. Whatever, let's just go for it. Let's say we're going to make a couple regular assembly machines. And let's just do it. Let's just go for it. I don't want to take any iron from this line here. So, ideally, I'd like to have a line of conveyor belts. And what are you powering exactly? Just the light? That's it? Yeah, let's get rid of you. And let's go ahead and see, the iron will come up like this. Most likely. And we'll break a couple of these guys, because we're going to move that anyway. We're going to sort of move it to the right with some splitters. And then we're going to need what? We're going to need a assembler that's going to make iron or stone gears, and an assembler that's going to make iron gears. So I'm thinking that the stone gears will be made somewhere like here, for example. And then they will be fed directly into an assembler that's making the belts. And then the belts will be fed into an assembler that's making the fast belts. But the fast belts also need iron gears, so let's go ahead and make one more assembler. Whoops, wrong spot. Okay, and you're going to be making iron gears, and you're making stone gears. Alright. So, the only thing that needs stone is this first guy, so really what all we need to do is just kind of turn this to the right once, and then use a regular inserter. Actually, let's make it a fast inserter so it's a little bit faster, obviously. And do we have any on us? No, we don't. We have a close one, but not a regular one. So we're going to do like this. And then he can just directly insert with a regular one to this guy, and then he actually let me do it like this. Let me just move this down one. So it's gonna be inserter, chest, inserter, assembly machine, and then boom. And the reason for this is the following. Basically, I don't want to have just, you know, fast belts being made. I want to make sure I have a little bit, at least some supply of the regular belts in case I ever need them for some reason. And real quick, let's go ahead and start getting, I guess, the next level of liquid automated crafting. Why not? So you're making what again? You're making the iron gears, right? So basically what I would do is I would put a passive provider chest in the middle here. And it would feed the, I'm going to use a smart inserter to feed the inserters or the belts into this chest, and then a regular inserter to feed them into this assembler. And then this assembler will also feed into a passive provider chest, like right here, for example, with a regular inserter. Whoops. All right. So that should be, yeah. So I'll basically say that you can keep inserting into this chest here when there's less than a certain amount of belts in the network. And that should always be, you know, that should always be less than what it's supposed to be until I fill up the other chests full of fast belts. So if I say, you know, fill up this chest with fast belts until I get to like 1,000 fast belts, then only at the point when I get 1,000 fast belts will this chest start filling up, because it'll constantly be using the slower belts to make the fast belts. So I also need to set up the belts for the supplies. So these guys need some iron. So it's going to be like something like this. And then just kind of like that'll work. I know it's a turn, but it is what it is. And we're going to split off of the main bus of iron right there. I'm not really sure how much iron I'm going to need, but I don't think I'll need that much. So we might want to split off earlier and split off less of it. Let's just test this first to see how it does. Underground belts. Okay. That might be too much iron. All right, so get some fast inserters again. So you need iron. Whoops. And then I think you need iron as well. Yeah, so really the iron can stop like right here. Yeah. So if we give these guys some power, let's set up the power to where it makes sense. Whoops, need more power poles. Okay, so you're making plenty of iron gear wheels. All right. He'll start making the regular belts, and then he will take the regular belts when there's less than, I don't know, like I want 500 at least in the network somewhere. And then the same for you is that you'll take fast belts when there's less than 500. And over time, this should give me a lot of fast belts. And I'm going to use those fast belts to replace the current slow belts that I'm using to transport the new supply of copper up to the smelting area. Okay. If you look, we are also, a while ago, we set up automation to produce solar panels over here. And if you look over here, it's next to the power pole automation. I think I set it to, yeah, 200 or so. So that's full of 200 solar panels. But I don't want to use the regular solar panels. No. I want to use the better ones, the Mark IIs at least. But the Mark IIs require the advanced circuits, and the advanced circuits are something that I'm already struggling with because of my my initial setup over here. Kind of slow. So we also want to make sure we set up a different area that's going to make the automated or the advanced circuits. But if we look here, we just unlocked the ability to make advanced circuits with liquid copper and liquid iron. So we might want to do that. We might want to switch over to liquid automated crafting for the circuits as well. It takes 2 seconds to craft it with a liquid recipe, but it takes 8 seconds to do it with just in my hand with the actual solid materials. So it's definitely faster to craft it with the liquid recipe, but I don't really have any liquid metal on me, nor do I have a setup ready to go for liquid automated crafting yet, because I haven't even begun the setup for that at all. It's probably going to involve me setting up something like down here probably, or sort of pushing out this area down here, which Might not be a bad idea because this area is kind of clear as far as spiders go. Only one base over here, which can easily be taken out with a sniper rifle. Let's really quick. Let's add some lights in here. Let's add another big power pole. Of course, some of you might be asking yourselves, why am I making the power poles when I already have them automated? Well, I'm already here. I'm already here. Don't judge me. All right, let's make a light real quick. There it is. Boom. Okay, we have how many? We have lots of speed modules. We could probably start the automation for speed modules as well. The thing is that with the lava and the liquid crafting stuff, that takes a lot of room. It takes a lot of room to set that up because you need tons of room to set up the process of heating the lava up to different temperatures. Each temperature level needs a different setup to do it. Like you need one liquid handler to heat it up to 1200, and then another one to get to 1400, another one to get to 1600, and so on and so forth. So it is kind of a process to get it from like 600 to the max, which is 3600. Let's see. Ooh, a flamethrower. Nah. Okay. We are okay on liquid stuff. Trying to think about what I want to do right this second. I definitely want to get down to this right here. If you look, it's like hidden in these trees, but it's the crystal formations, which are where the gems are. Which is I definitely want to get those. If I look at my recipes here, I can make liquid bronze, can I? Or no, I didn't actually get that yet, did I? If I look here, it should be like right here. Yeah, I didn't get that yet because I don't have any. I don't have enough alien science packs. So we need to figure out a way to get down to this to these bases that we killed earlier and get those alien artifacts. We can make some more alien science packs. Because as it stands right now, there's no way that I'm going to be able to go over there and snatch those up without getting slaughtered. I mean, I guess I could do it if I had enough time. I mean, if I were to go off camera and then like sit here and repeat the process again of just sniping down these bases, I could probably do it in like an hour or so, depending on how often they rush me and how often I accidentally aggro some, and they sort of like make me push back to my base and get healed up again. So yeah, that's definitely in the cards if I get better armor and better weapons. But I guess for right now, we want to focus on things that we can do right the second. You know, things that are possible. So, you're making these fast belts pretty slowly. That's because what? How many do you need per recipe for the fast belt? You need 5 iron gear wheels. And the slowdown is where? The slowdown is because he's not trying to grab. He's only grabbing the ones on the inside of the belt, and he's not even trying to grab the ones on the outside of the belt because I'm thinking it's because he's at the corner. If I move this guy one level up, he should be able to grab from both sides. There we go. That should speed up my production of the iron gear wheels, somewhat at least. And if I really want to get fast, I can put a second one down where it used to be. And that way it'll always have copper or iron to use, and it will always be producing iron gear wheels. And the reason you're slow, you shouldn't really be that slow. But I guess it's slow because even though I have the stack size bonus, they can't make more than one in the time it takes this guy to swing his hand back around and pick up another one. So I guess the only real fix for this would be to replace him or put down another one. Or I could even put down a secondary assembler that can make more iron gear wheels. But let's try to make this a level 2 one and see how that does. That's okay, I guess, for right now. Alright, so still waiting to get those. Wow, that's fast. Holy crap. Yeah, the slowdown is definitely in the form of making the fast belts with the iron gear wheels. So, let's see. Sort of shot myself in the foot here in terms of the setup because I can't really put another assembler here to make iron gear wheels. And holy crap, the iron levels have plummeted. Probably because it's only getting half of this first split. So really, it's like 25% coming over here. Yeah. Because it splits it once, and half goes this way, half goes this way. Gets split again, so 25% of the total goes this way. And then the first split gets split again, 25%, and then they rejoin again right down here before this guy. So he's only getting 25%. And on top of that, the levels of iron that are coming in aren't that great. If I look at where it's coming in from, right here, It's definitely okay up here. That's definitely... Well, not really. Is everybody okay on iron? Everybody's okay on iron. It's not really smelting fast enough. Okay. Alright. That's why. I need faster smelters. Or something. Because this line right here is not saturated at all. Well, I mean, it's not really... It's kind of almost halfway there, I think, maybe? I guess one way to fix that would be to try to put the better furnaces in place to see how they do. Put a couple of those down, like 4 of them, see how they do. Because I think I'm already using Mark II somewhere. Yeah, I'm using Mark IIs for some of the copper, but even right now, my copper levels, my input levels aren't that high, so barely any of the copper is making it past these first 3 furnaces on each side. Which is what I'm going to try to fix by using those faster belts to get the copper from the field up to my smelters. Alright, so let's go ahead and replace these guys. 1, 2. I mean, their speed's only 0.5 higher than their first generation, but you know, any little bit counts. Plus, if I add 2 of them, the total speed increases 1. So yeah, as you add more, you get more benefit. Let these guys run for a little while. Alright. So the plan was, and I keep going, I'm like all over the place because like I was so focused on getting that copper fixed that now that I have it somewhat fixed, I'm like, wow, what do I do now? There's so many possibilities. How many of these guys do we have to sort up so far? Only 95, so not a whole lot. Gotta let this guy run for a while, and he's gonna be struggling because of my iron levels over here. So I guess really what needs to happen is I need to fix my iron first. So let's try to make more of these Mark II furnaces real quick. What we could also do is put some speed modules inside of our furnaces. They're the electric ones that are up top. But first I want to make sure that I have enough power to supply that. I mean, right now you'll see that my purple steam engines are doing a lot of work. I mean, their bar is almost full. So they're almost fully in use. The blue ones are already pretty much saturated as far as how much they can use. So they're already maxed out. The vanilla ones, I mean, sure, I had 8 of them. But I still don't really... I mean, I don't really count those as much as I count the other ones because their power generation is so much lower than the rest. So I don't really focus on those guys when I'm worried about what they can and cannot do. And so this might be a problem. If you look here, almost all of these guys, well, not all of them, but some of these guys are full up on iron because they can't export it fast enough because, that's why. See, the reason that this guy is not full up is because he has no interruptions or no obstacles to wait for when he puts his iron on the belt. He can immediately put his iron from the furnace onto the belt, no problem. But if you look here, this guy has to wait like a millisecond before he can put his down but when he puts his arm down, right when he puts his arm down is when the first iron plate is in the way. So he has to wait like a millisecond. And that millisecond is enough to sort of slow down the production enough to have this, be locked up as far as it having to start storing iron or storing more iron than it can produce. I guess the way to fix that would be to try to, instead of putting these close inserters sequentially, or instead of putting these close inserters like back to back to back, I could sort of interweave them with the regular inserters. Go like close, regular, instead of going like close, 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 regular, regular, regular. That makes sense? That's going to require not a whole lot of work, but let's just try that out and see how that does. So you guys are all regular, right? Basic, 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 basic. Okay, so I think I can replace the regular ones with the basic in place. Sweet, I can. So we're going to go close, regular, close, regular, close, regular, and now I need close ones. Close, regular, close, regular. This guy needs to be close. Basic. Let's make 5 of those guys. Okay, so this guy's still waiting quite a while to put his iron on the belt sometimes. Although if you look up here, this guy has no problem putting his iron down now because nobody's in his way on the right side. But now this guy, because everything's synced up again, now he's waiting for the first iron when it comes by to put his on the belt. Which would be the same scenario if I were to put him on the right side, or if I were to replace him with the regular one, because he would just start waiting for the other one on the right side. Okay, so we're done with this. What can we go for right now, at least? We can go for I mean, I don't really want to get the laser turrets yet because I can't really use them yet. Sure, why not? Let's go for military 8. Why not? Takes a while, but why not? Alright, so I guess the first obvious solution to this I mean, it's not really a big problem, but it is kind of annoying. So we can try to swap these guys out for fast versions of inserters. So let's try to do that. So how many fast inserters do we have? Only one. So we're gonna need, I don't know, 15 or so. And of those 15, a couple of them are gonna be made into regular, or sorry, close ones. So, sorry, are you close? You're close. So close, regular, close, regular, close, regular. Which I think this is gonna be the same problem because whether or not I'm doing fast or slow, eventually it's gonna sync up to the point where they're gonna have problems. But I think the problem is mitigated by the fact that he can just quickly go back and get another one once he's done. So the problem is not as severe. Yeah, so if you look here, he's definitely taking the iron out faster than I can make it, which is good. Very good. So now I need to do the same thing for close guys. But really quick, let's go over here and do the same thing for these guys over here. So you're close, regular, close, regular, close, regular, close, regular, close, regular. All right. I need to make how many? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right. So I need how much? What am I missing here? I'm missing iron. Give me some of this iron, please. Okay. So just replace all the close ones with fast close versions. Fast, fast, fast. All right. So I guess the guys up top didn't really need to be fast, but you know, for the sake of symmetry, they're going to be fast. So this is definitely a lot more saturated than it was before with that change. So I think that will, or either it might not be as well. No, that's definitely more saturated. I was going to say that maybe it's not as saturated, but it just spread out more. It's but at the same level, but it definitely looks like it's more saturated than it was before, which I'm sure will die down once I start clearing out the buffers that were inside the furnaces, which can be fixed again by replacing the. No, that actually won't work. I was going to say you can replace these guys who are inserting with fast inserters, but the slowdown is not how fast I can get them in, but how fast I can smelt it. So I would have to either upgrade this guy here or put more, or put some speed upgrades in him for him to smelt it any faster to push more iron out. But this looks like it's, you know, a lot better than it was, definitely. So let's go down here and see if that change propagated down to our fast belt production at all. Although maybe a little slow to catch up. I said this iron was coming from where? Here. So I'm thinking it's a little bit more iron. Definitely. Maybe not a whole lot, but it's definitely more than it was. Yeah, there we go. That's more than it was. Sweet. All right. Let's go ahead and start grabbing these guys. Come over here to our copper field. And what I'm even considering doing the following. I'm even considering maybe, because I'm not sure if this is going to be enough to reach all the way up to this the area where I'm joining up with the regular copper line. So what I might do is that if you look, or if you remember, I'm not going to walk all the way up there right now. But basically what's happening up top where it's joining up with the other line is that I'm splitting half of this line, or half is going into the bottom line, and half's going into the top line. What I'd rather have happen is have two lines coming out of this field where one line goes into the bottom and one line goes into the top so that I have more copper throughput overall. So to do that, sweet, and we already have the materials for it. It's going to require 2 more Mark III furnaces, or not furnaces, Mark III drills, and we're going to need a lot of regular belt. So I know that the whole point of this episode was to replace this guy with fast belt, which is what we're going to do eventually. But right now I'm going to do another line of slow belts to further help out our copper production. So let's grab a bunch from here. And we're going to need some splitters. We should have enough though. Actually, no we don't, because I'm going to fix those turns. So let's make some splitters real quick before we leave. And make sure that we're not going to be running into problems later on where we have to make the materials manually because we don't have any of the raw materials out in the field. So let's make 5 more, and that should be good. And we'll wait for our guys to give us some materials to work with. Here comes our iron. And there we go. All right. So what I mean is that, oh, sorry about that. Grab our 2 Mark III drills. Come over here. Put them down. Say I'll put them down. Yeah, you're reaching to here. So I want to reach to like, at least reach to like, you know, there-ish. And then something like that. And then I go like this, and I want to power them up first before I leave. And they use how much power? 275 kilowatts. But I have plenty of stored up capacitor energy, so I'm not really worried about spikes. Now this is probably going to run into the... Yeah, there we go. I was going to say it's going to run into the wall, but of course it is. I'm going to turn here. Like right... Oops, here. Turn here. Actually, no, let's turn... How far can we go in here? We can go up to here. But will that give us enough room to fix the corner? No, it won't, because we need to put a splitter here. But there's a splitter. There's already a line right here. It's not going to work. So in order to get that to work, we need to move this whole thing down 1 level. Like that. Pick up the scraps. And then continue on. Same thing here. I want to stay a level away. I'm thinking. No, I don't need to stay a level away here because it's turning to the left. So I can hug the wall here because it's going to the left. Actually, no, I can't. Because it's going to turn right again. Oh, boy. It's like I'm so confident in my answer. I'm like, yeah, this is totally the right answer. And then I look to the left a little bit and I'm like, nope, I'm an idiot. Whoops. Okay. This is going to contact the iron field a little bit, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal because we have these advanced miners that can reach over here without having to be right on top of them. So we can turn here. Come up like this. Stay a level away. And then go under. And can't go over there. Get rid of this wall. Go over here. Come on. And then continue on. Same thing with this lake here. We should use the red underground belts to provide the distance we're going to need to get over this lake or get under this lake. Of course, get rid of these corpses. Whatever, there's more coming. We can fix it in a minute. And then we come up here. And then up here is where it gets kind of interesting because it's going to require us to sort of redo this whole thing. Yeah. All right, so let's wait. Let's give the corpses on the belt time to catch up so we can pick them up at the same time. And basically, this is going to cause a temporary shutdown in my copper production. But just to demonstrate what I'm talking about here is that originally it was like this. And what I want to happen is I want this line here to come up and meet, I don't know, the top line, and this line here to meet the bottom line, and not have it split off and have only half going to the bottom, half going to the top. So, in theory, that's pretty easy. I just need to do something like this again, where I give it room for the top belt to be exposed. But regardless of what I do, there's going to be a turn. Let's go... Well, first, let's do the bottom belt first, because that's going to be a little bit more challenging. Maybe not, but... yeah, so it's going to be a turn there. We can fix it temporarily until we upgrade it again to the fast belt to sort of mitigate the slowdown. And then join it like this. And then we do like this, and then those two lines will be joined up as one. And then we need to do the same thing for the belt up here. Let's do it 2 levels back. And then we're going to need to split off to the right once just to give us some room to do that. And then we'll go up and then in with a fast belt to fix the corner there. And then we'll take an underground belt. Do I have any more on me? No, I don't. Let's make one. And then can we go? Yeah, we can go from here to here. And now we have 2 full lines of copper instead of 2 half-filled lines of copper coming in from our new mining operations. And with that, that's going to wrap up this episode. Next time, I mean, I always say that we're going to do X, Y, Z, but then I like start the episode and I'm like, wait a minute, there's so much other stuff that I want to do that I think is going to be more exciting. And then I never get to what I originally had planned. So the plan is next time to further improve this copper setup if we need to, and to start trying to set up some additional, or at least start trying to set up the startings of our solar farms with the solar panels that we've been making. But yep, like I said, that's going to wrap it up here. I hope you enjoyed watching. My name's Oni, and I'll see you next time.